Hello, and welcome to this U.S. Bank Corp Digital Transformation Strategic Audit presentation. My name is Knute Alger, and I am a St. Mary's University student enrolled in the Strategic Management Capstone course during the spring semester 2024, and with our instructor, Michelle Weiser. Today's date is April 27, 2024. On this slide, we'll review the agenda for today's presentation. The items we will discuss include an introduction, current situation, strategic posture, corporate governance, external environment, including opportunities and threats, internal environments, including strengths and weaknesses, and we'll review an analysis of strategic factors. We'll look at some strategic alternatives and recommended strategies for those alternatives. We'll discuss implementation, evaluation, and control, and I'll wrap up with a conclusion. In this introductory slide, we'll review the history of U.S. Bank, which was originally established in 1863 as First National Bank of Cincinnati under Bank Charter number 24. Ironically, this is the same bank charter that U.S. Bank U.S. Bank Corp operates under today. The next year, 1864, First National Bank of Minneapolis was founded, and corporate headquarters were established in downtown Minneapolis, where it remains to this day. In the 1990s, the company rebranded to US Bank and ushered in the digital age with online banking. During the 1990s and 2000s, and the years surrounding the new millennium, a flurry of regional mergers and acquisitions laid the foundation for the bank's company today. The decade brought together First Bank System Minnesota, Star Bank Corporation Ohio, First Star Corporation of Wisconsin, Mercantile Corporation of Missouri, and the bank's namesake, US Bank Corp. In 2009, smartphones were readily adopted, and US Bank Corp launched its first iteration of the US Bank mobile application, which primarily allowed consumers to check balances, view transactions, and transfer funds. This continued its migration into the digital transformation space. US Bancorp's current situation. US Bancorp provides banking and investment services, principally operating in the Midwest and West regions of the United States. US Bancorp is also the parent company to US Bank. The bank product offerings are delivered through three primary segments, which are its corporate and commercial banking segment, consumer and business banking segment, and payment services segment. The corporate and commercial banking segment includes several traditional banking services such as treasury management, international trade, equipment finance, depository service, and capital markets. The segment also provides financial services to middle market, large corporate, and commercial real estate, financial institutions, nonprofit, and public sector clients. The consumer and business banking segment is comprised of several banking services and products. These are brought to consumers through over 2,000 banking offices located in 26 states. These branch locations generate revenue through telephone servicing and sales, online services, direct mail, automated teller machines, processing, and mobile devices. The payment services segment focuses on other products and services such as consumer and business credit cards, stored value cards, debit cards, corporate, government, and purchasing card services, consumer lines of credit, and merchant processing. These segments, combined with its commitment to grow both organically and through strategic acquisitions, helped US Bancorp achieve excellent financial results in 2023. As of year-end 2023, US Bancorp manages $663 billion in assets and demonstrated an increase in its net revenues of 15.8% to $28.1 billion over its 2000 net revenue. U.S. Bank Corp ranked number 5 in terms of chartered commercial banks, according to the Federal Reserve Board. The bank's 52-week high and low reflects a stock price, a low of 27.27 and a high of 45.85, with current stock price of 41.12 as of April 27, 2024. U.S. Bancorp stock paid a dividend equal to $1.93 per share in 2023. This represents a 4.9% annual yield in its 2023 dividend, and that's above the industry average of 3.36 paid by other regional banks. U.S. Bancorp's strategic posture. U.S. Bancorp's strategic posture includes its mission and vision statements. According to the bank CEO, Andrew Cesare, the bank's mission is to continue to grow its business by strategically executing on capital-efficient growth opportunities across each of its business lines, while relying on its corporate advantages of a ready, willing, and capable team. It delivers diversified business mix and leveraging its business holistically to the benefits of its customers. The company's vision comes to life through its 4 pillars. These 4 pillars include being the most trusted choice, driving one U.S. bank, striving for simplicity, and creating the future now. As we proceed, we will learn that the bank's mission and vision are well aligned to its performance and organizational strategies. U.S. Bank strategies. U.S. Bank has gained a greater ability to build digital capabilities at scale. Its mix of digital plus human banking is a key differentiator in the marketplace and has assisted the bank in developing an exponentially strong brand among consumers. It has a long history of growing through acquisition, the most recent of which being the MUFG Union Bank acquisition, which was completed in 2022. For the last 5 years, the bank has focused on enhancing its product set, optimizing branch networks, enhancing digital capabilities, and driving data and analytics at scale. Another key strategy of the bank is that it is focused on evolving its talent strategy to address changing expectations, needed skills, and norms about how work is best accomplished at U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank corporate policies. With over 70,000 employees and more than 2,000 branches located in 26 states, all operating within a heavily regulated space, U.S. Bancorp has developed and enforces enterprise-wide policies focused on risk, ethics, human resources, community reinvestment, technology, online security, privacy, anti-money laundering, fraud, and sustainability. U.S. Bank corporate governance. The U.S. Bank Board of Directors is comprised of 13 directors, of which only one is internal to the company, and that's the president and CEO, Andrew Cesare. The U.S. Bank Corp executive management team is comprised of 16 C-level executive team members. The combined skill sets of the board of directors and the executive management team touch all factors and forces that impact the banking operation. These skill sets include CEO corporate experience, corporate governance, financial reporting and accounting, risk management, human resource management, legal, diversity and inclusion, corporate strategy, marketing, analytics, corporate social responsibility, digital capabilities, public affairs, communications, social responsibility, financial education, commercial banking, payment services, global markets, information technology, and consumer banking. Now let's examine U.S. Bancorp's external environments. U.S. Bancorp's external environment includes the opportunities and threats that the bank faces in its natural and social environments. An external factor analysis summary was prepared and demonstrates the bank's key opportunities and threats. The identified opportunities and threats are then weighted and rated on a scale of 1 to 5. The weight is factored based on industry performance as it pertains to the opportunities or threats. The rating is calculated based on the bank's performance against opportunity and threats. Finally, the weighted score is calculated by multiplying the bank's rating to the industry weight factor for the specific opportunity or threat. The goal is for the company to achieve a score above 3, which represents average performance when measured by all opportunities and threats. As this EFAS shows, US Bancorp performs above average with a 3.3 weighted score. Now let's take a look at US Bancorp's internal environments. US Bancorp's internal environments include the strengths and weaknesses that the bank faces as it relates to the company's corporate structure, culture, and resources. An internal factor analysis summary was prepared and demonstrates the bank's key strengths and weaknesses. In a similar manner to the EFAS, the IFAS has identified strengths and weaknesses that are then weighted and then rated on a scale of 1 to 5. The weight is factored based on the industry performance as it pertains to the strengths and weaknesses. The rating is calculated based on the bank's performance against the identified strengths and weaknesses. Finally, the weighted score is calculated by multiplying the bank's rating to the industry weight factor for the specific opportunity and threats. To the specific strengths and weaknesses. The goal for this the goal is for a company to achieve a score of 3, which represents an average performance when measured by the overall strengths and weaknesses. As the IFAS shows, US Bancorp performs above average with a 3.2 weighted score. Next, we'll review an analysis of US Bancorp's strategic factors. Analysis of strategic factors. US Bancorp's internal and external environments show that the bank is above average in terms of how it manages its operations. However, a strategic factor analysis summary, SFAS, can provide a deeper view into the company's performance over all categories. A strategic factor analysis summary was prepared and demonstrates that the bank's key strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. In a similar manner to the EFAS and the IFAS, each category is weighted and then rated on a scale of 1 to 5. The weight is then factored based on the industry performance as it pertains to the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The rating is calculated based on the bank's performance against all of the identified strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And finally, the weighted score is calculated by multiplying the bank's rating to the industry weight factor for the specific categories. The goal is for the company to achieve a score above 3, which represents average performance when measured by overall strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As the SFAS shows, US Bancorp performs above average with a score of 3.22. Analysis of the external and internal factors of US Bancorp along with the findings of the SFAS show that the best opportunities for the company center on technological innovation and strategic growth through mergers and acquisitions. Based on these findings, 3 strategic alternatives are available for further review and analysis. The three strategic alternatives include digital transformation, product development, and market penetration. The alternatives have been added to the SFAS and will allow for a deeper level of analysis and a recommended strategy for US Bancorp. As we can see, the weights and rating scores for each alternative have been multiplied to calculate the weighted score for each alternative and category. The highest rated alternative in this analysis is strategy number 1, digital transformation, with a score of 3.34. This will become the recommended strategy moving forward. Implementation. The implementation of US Bancorp's digital transformation strategy should begin by gaining a complete understanding of its business needs and goals. The conversation should begin with the company's executive management team, as their buy-in will be critically important to the cultural shifts that will follow. The executive management team should also explore orientation strategies, resources and tools, training that will help promote buy-in throughout the enterprise. The next step would be to explore the bank's processes and assess operational infrastructure to help identify technologies, processes, and policies that can be fixed to support the digital transformation change. The next step is to identify the purpose of the digital transformation initiative and align stakeholders with the vision. From there, a team is structured and is then dedicated to the digital transformation initiative, including clearly defined roles and responsibilities, objectives, and accountability. The team should be used to gather data and to use any value-added insights to build a strategy for evolving the digital transformation initiative. Next, the team should reevaluate the front and back end systems to provide seamless integrated customer experiences. In doing so, the team will determine which products are suited to begin the digital transformation journey. To create awareness throughout the organization, setup of a centralized training platform should be made available to the whole enterprise. Evaluation and control. To evaluate and control the digital transformation strategy, US Bancorp must establish clear metrics which are needed to reflect what the desired outcomes are and create an understanding of baselines, targets, and benchmarks. Create a balanced scorecard to track performance across 4 key perspectives, including financial, consumer, learning and growth, and internal processes. The bank should solicit feedback on a regular basis and use these opportunities to evaluate and improve the digital transformation process. Conclusion. This strategic audit of US Bancorp shows a financial institution with a strong market presence, a commitment to digital innovation, and financially capable to capitalize on the recommended growth strategy. The bank's sensitivity to economic and regulatory challenges presents risks and require careful management. As US Bancorp leverages its strengths and addresses its weaknesses, opportunities to grow the bank's digital platform will harness opportunities for expansion and technological advancement. Thank you for reviewing this presentation. The references I've used in this presentation may be found in the following slides.